Well, welcome back to Inside the Ropes and a very special guest here at Golf WA. Brett Rumford's joining us, and some big news, Brett. I understand that you're about to play the Western Australian Open.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. So it's just great that my schedule's allowed me to come back and obviously play once again around Royal Perth. I think the last time I played here was a few years ago now. I think Oliver Goss might have won that. So it'd be nice to, obviously I won the pro section, but it'd be nice to go one better.
And naturally, a great thrill for you, no doubt, to play on what is your home course.
No doubt about it. So there's been a lot of changes around Royal Perth, and just looking forward to getting back and obviously playing the golf course in the condition that's obviously championship condition is always a little bit different around your local golf course. That always transforms and plays a little bit different, but looking forward to the challenge, that's for sure.
How often do you get to play it, mate?
Oh, look, I'm back practicing here. Most weeks I'm back. Obviously, I'm only here for thereabouts maybe 15 weeks, 18 weeks a year. So, but while I'm back, I'll play most Wednesdays and just play a few late holes here and there. So I'm just always hanging around the place and just playing and practicing around here. So, been here for 30 years exactly. So,
wow.
It's been a long while, but it's a golf course that I never really get tired of playing. It's tree lined. You got to drive it straight, and it's rewarding. If you're slightly off, it certainly lets you know about it. And scoring becomes almost impossible. But if your game's on, you're driving it well, then you can shoot as low as you want around here.
One of the great clubhouses in Australian golf, and one of the tightest areas for a golf course in the entire country. I'd hesitate to guess. Yeah,
look, it's half the amount of the land size that it occupies is half the amount of the average size golf course. So it's very tight. It's very small, and for those that have played it knows how tight it is. If you're wide, you want to be super wide out into the other fairways, a bit of out of bounds, and it's just a really challenging golf course, I find. And I think the key to playing Royal Perth and scoring around Royal Perth, it can be very frustrating because there's a lot of scoring opportunities, but a lot of scoring's in the greens, so it can take a little while to learn the subtleties of break in the greens. But there's also a lot of new greens, so such as the second, third, just been relayed recently. So, I need to somehow learn those from now until then. But, outside of that, the greens can be very, very tricky.
Mate, the tournament's been won by some legends of golf, Greg Norman, Ian Baker-Finch, Gary Player, to name a few, but it's really come on again in the last few years with the support of Nexus Risk TSA Group. It's come onto a stage where it's not only prominent around Australia, but it's also starting to attract a bit of interest around the world too.
Yeah, look, and also local hero Terry Gale as well. That's won it, I think, 6 times. So there's been a lot of great West Australian players. Stephen Leaney, Stephen Collins. For West Australians, I think getting back from a world player like myself, Jason Scrivener and Scott Strange, and these guys that have played on overseas and the rest, it's just great to come back and support. Obviously, just golf in Western Australia. So, and I think all the legends of the game, yes, there's been some great players that have won this title. There's also been some really great players that have always come back to support this event as well. Greg Chalmers is another one. So for myself, it's really just trying to develop the game and just create a bit of excitement for a tournament that has a lot of history as well.
Hard to believe, mate. It's 12 years since you got your name on the trophy.
Yeah, it's quite. Those were the days, huh?
But it promises to be a great field again, and I encourage everyone to get down to Royal Perth. I think it's October 19 to 22. You yourself, you've had a fascinating season. Obviously, things started brilliantly at home. How would you describe what's happened to you throughout the rest of the season?
Well, it's been fairly flat, actually. It hasn't been too far away, but just disappointing. Just haven't driven it as well at Tarranup. So when you're playing on the golf courses that we play in Europe, you've really got to drive it well. Otherwise, it just becomes, you can make cuts, but it's pretty hard to really make any forward charge at the top of the leaderboard. So I played well in Germany, but had a fairly poor Sunday, which I was hoping to sort of carry some momentum into the last 3 tournaments that I played. But the Sunday sort of typified exactly pretty much just how that sort of 8-week stint went in Europe. So sort of just came off, just couldn't really quite put any 4 rounds together, and just made a lot of errors just through driving it poorly. been working on it here at the moment, so just trying to straighten that out for the next campaign, heading back, playing Fiji next week, and then a week off before the last 9 weeks over in Europe. So looking forward to a strong finish.
Everyone around Australia, and particularly across WA, is probably familiar with your health battles you've had the last couple of years. Are they all behind you now?
Yeah, well, it's really. So I've been working really hard with Aaron Doyle at Drive 360, and yeah, look, that's been a really long, arduous process of, obviously after post-surgery, don't need to go into it these days, but it's been a long road back, and health is great. I cycle a lot, as a lot of people know, so that's always been a really good indicator as to how hard I can push myself, and then my recovery time thereafter, getting back out to do it once again. So, but at the moment, I seem to be all fine. My recovery, which is the biggest indicator, has been great. So, strength and the rest is, that's just a continual process that I'm just working on. But recovery is everything, and my body seems to be coping well enough at the moment.
Great news. And the swing speed's back up to where it was prior?
Yeah, well and truly. Probably advanced that by 2 or 3 mile an hour. So, very happy with the work that I'm doing with Aaron.
Oh, you'll be out there in Dustin Johnson distance soon?
I wouldn't think so, no. I'll have to grow another 6 inches.
Yeah, maybe. Get those levers going. Mate, we really appreciate your time here on Inside the Ropes, and we encourage all people, obviously everyone's very aware of the powerhouse that WA golf has become, and this is where it all starts, and as you say, a lot of people come back to play it too, so we encourage everyone to get down to the Nexus Risk TSA Group WA Open at Royal Perth from October 19 to 22. Check out not only Brett Rumford, but the galaxy of stars who'll rock up. Thanks for your time, Brett. We much appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys. My pleasure.